There's a revolution brewing in the hearts and the minds of the awake. There's a revolution waking from slumber in the minds of those who are yet to fully realize what's happening around the world, but have an inner stirring, an inner voice calling to them, reminding them that they want to be free. Sometimes you see traces of this revolution on the street. You see people marching. You see signs being held and flyers being passed out and voices speaking through megaphones. Occasionally, you hear the revolution over the radio or through the internet. Sometimes you might even smell the revolution growing in your garden. But ultimately, this revolution remains in the hearts and minds of the individual. And that is you, and that is me. Together, as we spread this message of liberty, of true freedom, of self-rule, of responsibility, of mutual aid, of voluntary association, if we spread these ideas of freedom, they continue to grow. And ultimately, we will reach a tipping point where the ideas of freedom have overtaken the ideas of statism, the idea of government as parent figure or savior. And when we reach that point, and we will, we'll look back on the past, our current present, and wonder how we ever even lost the idea of freedom. It'll seem so obvious, like it's been there the entire time waiting for us. Because it is. And there are those who have not yet found this message. There are those who are still caught up in their own emotional muck or stuck in the day-to-day grind of the machine that is the state, attempting to give purpose to their lives, give purpose to the drudgery that we're told is just a part of life. That every good, honest person should be working a 9-to-5 job, should be a slave to the very system that we're told we need to exist. And these people who find themselves in these situations, there's nothing wrong with them. They're not sheeple. They're human beings, just as you or I, who have not yet come across this message. Does that mean we're the chosen ones and they are somehow lost in the wind? Not at all. There's no difference between you or anyone else who has not yet heard this message. We were all once in that place, and the only way we came to this place, where we consider ourselves to be aware or awake or in the process of educating ourselves so that we can move past these things, is because other people chose to keep the message alive and to pass it back to us. Now, as people begin to let go of this facade, this belief that we need the state, and people begin to wake up to the corporations and to the banks and to the way that they work together with the state, and they realize not only the power of the message of liberty, because that is definitely one step, and I know some of you got that, but then go even further and recognize that it's not just the state itself, but that there are people who run the state and control the state. There are a they. And once those people who are blind to the matrix are confronted with this information, they are also confronted with a choice, either to wake up to this, and that the idea of freedom and liberty has been suppressed in the minds of the masses. But if they make that choice, that also requires them to do something. It requires them to face the fact that their life has been built upon a lie, and that everything that we've been told is a lie, and that there's something better. And I know it's a scary choice, but it's one that's worth making. So when you see or find yourself, friends, family, who are relying on the state, and that is what keeps them from wanting to question, confront them with information. Confront them with an education about what's really taking place in the world. Because only once we give up the treats and the goodies and the self-indulgences and this trough that the state has us feeding at, can we truly take the power from it and pull the rug up from under the state. But it's going to require us to let go and to stop being so afraid to let go, and to begin taking care of ourselves. And that includes taking care of your heart, your mind, your soul, your physical body, taking care of your education, taking care of those around you. I believe in you. I believe in the power of us to come together as empowered individuals and to not lose ourselves, but to only become stronger when we're joined together.